everybody, I'm going to introduce you to simple percents. So to get started, we're going to remember what percent means. Breaking it apart, I have per and cent. What we get is per means for each, and cent means 100. We hear it in century, or it takes 100 cents to make a dollar. So this is the key point here. So let's say I am trying to find, 9% of 100. So I'm going to use that logic of for each 100. 9% of 100. So for each 100, there is 9. And if I draw a little box out here to represent 100, I know that there are 9 per 100. Now let's say I have 9% of 300. What I'm going to have now is 3 boxes to represent 300s. So now I know each box has 9 because for each 100 there are 9. And I have 300s. Therefore I have 9 3 times. So it becomes just 9 times 3, which is 27. And that is one of the ways to solve simple percents. Let's have another example. Let us do 15%. Let me make it nicer. 15% of 200. So I know I have 200. How many hundreds is that? That is 2. I'm going to draw my 2 boxes to represent 100. So for each 100, I have 15. So for each box, I can put in 15. And I can see it as 15 plus 15, or 15 2 times, which is 30. So let's go to a different type of problem real fast. What if instead of having nice, beautiful 100s, let's say I have 4% of 50. Well, we're going to draw a box to represent 100 real fast, because we know percent means for each 100. Well, 50 can make 100 2 times. So I'm going to take my box I drew and split it in half. So now I know the whole box is worth 4. But what is half a box? Well, what's half of 4? 2. So 4% of 50 is 2. Let's try it with another problem. Let's say 16% of 150. Let's break it down. I have a 100 and a 50, because I can break this apart into 100 plus 50. So when I draw my boxes, I can have a whole 100, and then I'm going to draw half a box. So for each 100, I have 16. So in my 100 box, I'm going to put 16. Then I got 50. Well, 50 is half of 100. So half of 16, or taking 16 divided by 2, will give us 8. And I can add these two things together and get 24. That is something really, really cool. And we can break it down even smaller. We're going to take, instead of 100 or 50, we're going to take 25. And I'm going to show you what happens. I'm using nice, pretty, even numbers. You can still work with odd numbers the same. So let's use 16% again. 16% of 25. So let's take our box. We know this whole box is worth 16 if it is 100. But we have 25. Well, 25 can go into 100 4 times. So meaning I can take this box and break it into 4 equal parts. Well, what can go into 16 4 times? Well, that is 4. So for each quarter, for each 25, I get 4. So 16% of 25 is 4. So if I apply this to a number larger than 100, let's see what we get. We're going to take 20% of 225, not 3, 5. So let's draw our boxes. We have 225. That means I have 2 100s, and then I have 25, which is a quarter. So I'm just going to draw a quarter of a box. That way I can visually see. So for each 100, I have 20. But now I'm at 25. I need to take a quarter of a number, meaning I'm going to divide it by 4. And there's 2 ways you can approach it as. You can do 20 divided by 4, which will give you 5. That works. Or another way, if you want to do it quickly mentally, is take half of 20 and then take half again. Because a quarter just means half of a half. Half of 20 is 10. And half of 10 is 5. There are 2 ways to approach it. Whichever way works for you is the best. So we know a quarter of 20 is 5. Then I can add all these up. 20 plus 20 is 40, plus 5 is 45. And these are how you can solve simple percents. Hopefully this makes more sense. We're going to clarify it in class when we work together. See you soon.